Before the completion of a bob score, it is time to complete the review and coach. You will see here that I click onto the mouth sextants in the top right corner of the page. This will bring up the patient's full mouth map showing all the interdental aids that I input into the bob score during the bob assessment. At this point, I can review how many interdental aids I have input and reduce the quantity if necessary and appropriate. As there are 4 interdental aids on this current chart, I have decided with the patient to reduce it to 3 today. At this point, I am then able to return to the chart and change any interdental aids necessary. In this case, I changed the yellow interdental brush to that of the pink. Returning to the full overview of the mouth chart, I then changed the image of this mouth map into the patient's view and explained that he now will have 3 aids to use daily. I then begin the dental coaching with my patient by suggesting we begin with the smallest interdental brush and in an area that will feel easy for the patient when starting. In Edward's case, I have suggested the turquoise prime interdental brush to be used on the lower anterior teeth. The reason why this routine is suggested is to help build upon the feeling of ease and success when using the interdental brush. This also gives the patient confidence when it comes to using the interdental brush later on at home. I assist my patient by using touch-to-teach methods to help guide him into using the interdental brush in the correct technique. Once the patient is comfortable using the smallest brush, I then recommend the next brush size to be used in a different sextant. In Edward's case, it is the pink prime interdental brush. We continue onto the upper left sextant. Edward can also view on his mouth map the areas in which bleeding was present during his bob assessment. He also continues to use the mirror to check his technique and his mouth map for guidance on where to use his brush. I continue using touch-to-teach methods to assist Edward in perfecting his technique. I complete the coaching session with the last aid, that being the single tufted brush. Although this is not classed as an interdental brush, Edward has a large interdental space on his upper right sextant. Therefore, I recommend and demonstrate to Edward how to use this aid in that area. I remove Edward's mouth map and ask him to now click the finish button so that he takes ownership of his own health. Once the finish button has been clicked, the bob score is completed and Edward receives his overall bob score, which I discuss and explain further. He is also able to interact with the tablet to create a more engaging and fulfilling dental prevention experience. We then view his previous bob scores to discuss his progress and look back at his overall bob journey. His full mouth map is also there to take a final review and remind him that this is the image he can use at home to support him in using his interdental aids. I then make a note in the comment section to give him a reminder when he gets home. The comment I make is that the grey circle on his mouth map indicates the use of the single tufted brush in that region. This is also to remind me on his next appointment what I recommended with the others option. I then save, close this Bob session and send the patient his Bob score, which he will receive via email.